You wanted to meet the team, you're facing with 10 opponents. I'm the truest son of the Demon King, erasing Meliodas, cause he would just leave the family tree. Betraying me is still hopeless when I'm keeping the piety. You'll be enslaved with hypnosis. The goal is killing the sins I'm sitting up there with the throne is. I'll do it alone if the others opposed to your power, even as cirrhosis. I'm the coldest with the swordplay, and I may be a little short, but just ask my dad. God power, here's my forte.
What is going on, Demon Clan? It is your boy Demon King Reacts, and I'm back today with another video for all of you guys. Today we have another Hero Hey Genshin VA drama. So I'm gonna keep this intro short because I want to see what's done happen now. You guys, if you guys like this video, please consider liking and subscribing to join the Demon Clan. Let's push to 400 subscribers, or actually let's get to 360 before we get to 400. And without further ado, let's see what drama has unfolded.
Back, guys. Hope you've been having a great weekend, great Friday, and wonderful news. You may have noticed I did not have a video yesterday, but I've recovered from the loss of brain cells I incurred from trying to decipher Karina's posts. Once again, something Karina has posted online has caused me to have an intellect debuff, but yeah, pretty much all good now. So we're back at it, and we're going to start with something over on Twitter, and then we're going to hop over to Blue Sky once again, because it turns out there's like some pretty funny stuff going on there from these VAs. Like, a lot of them have ran to Blue Sky, stopped posting elsewhere, and they're just like freaking out nonstop over on Blue Sky. But before we get to that, let me give a really quick refresher on something I covered a few weeks ago. That being a few tweets from voice actress Kaylee Mills and things that she had to say about Jacob Takanashi. And you'll see why this is very relevant to what we're going to take a look at that has been uncovered about Kaylee Mills after we get this quick refresher. Starting with this screenshot from my prior coverage, and then one more screenshot also from my prior coverage. Of course, to my recollection, she later deleted this after she got immense backlash, but the tweet had read, "This is one small job for him," that being Jacob Takanashi.
Okay, it's Kaylee Hutel or this Kaching. I don't know. I don't follow any of the voice actors, so I don't know. I only know about Paimon, so if you guys can tell me who this is, that'd be great.
Not his full-time work. It's Karina's bread and butter. He's done very little VO work, so it isn't what he's relying on to pay the bills. For all we know, his wife's the breadwinner. Either way, they bought a house recently, so I doubt it was a necessary job for survival. The context to that, presumably someone was pointing out the hypocrisy of these VAs getting all mad at Jacob Takanashi and then giving Karina a pass. And this was Kaylee Mills trying to excuse that, but again this backfired immensely on her and only got her even more backlash. This was another tweet that, if I recall, Kaylee Mills had deleted. We're only going to read the highlighted part though, where she said, "Technically no union VA should work non-union at all, but we do, all the time. It's always been that way in VO. It's not necessarily fine, but it is still very different from taking an existing..."
So I'm assuming VO is voice over, but the fact that everybody acknowledges that they aren't supposed to be working in this union and they're not supposed to be working the union is crazy to me. So yeah, rules for thee, but no rules for thee, but rules for me, or however the saying goes.
An existing role from someone who vacated that role, withholding work for AI protections. In my video covering all that, I then went on to explain Global Rule 1 and how it's hypocritical that SAG essentially says like no union member is supposed to work on a non-union project, but then simultaneously they have another policy that basically encourages their union members to get jobs on non-union projects with the sole intention of then trying to flip that job union. This
is wrong, and this is why I feel like people feel like this is all a whole setup. Like SAG is, you know, the one behind this whole ordeal and trying to get Genshin or, you know, Hoyo to become union. I feel like that is so wrong. So, and especially with, you know, not trying to be all political, but trying the Chinese communists or the CCP, they do not allow stuff like that. So
this, of course, then having negative repercussions on anyone working there who is not union. But alright, this is stuff we're probably all familiar with by now, so thank you for your patience. One last thing to take one further look at from Kaylee Mills, and that was her initial tweet to Jacob Takanashi, responding to where Jacob had, of course, made his announcement post. And then Kaylee Mills had this to say, getting that community note too. But she said, "This is actually kinda diabolical. If
not only did she get slapped with a community note, but she also got ratioed. Holy crap, this post went a little bit viral.
If you need the money, at least take the role uncredited. This just comes off as an easy cash grab for clout. It's not a good look." The community note reading: according to voice actor Nathan Noakes, fellow VA Jacob Takanashi, who is a Japan-based VA, had no knowledge of the strike or the circumstance of which the role was being recast. The stuff we just took a look at was, of course, not everything that Kaylee had to say about Jacob, not all the negative stuff she had said about him, but these are like some of the most important things, and I just want to get some more context on like what her stance has been on Jacob this whole time, right? Because that takes us to the next tweet. This tweet made yesterday from Alucard. Had a lot of people tag me to this one. Thank you all for the tags. And it reads, "Hey guys, you're all pretty familiar with Kaylee Mills, bullying and doxing Jake Takanashi at this point. But did you know that back in 2022, shortly after her voice acting career took off, she was actually trying to get his attention for—
No way. No way. That is wildly insane. You were a fan of him, and now that he is on your team, what? I mean, he's not. I mean, y'all are coworkers now. No, these people be flip flopping. That's why I would say these people be fake. You know, this is crazy. Shout out Alucard, bro.
For more roles? Check it out, including this screenshot. But instead of using the screenshot, we'll go right to the tweet. Yeah, this is a real tweet. She made this. I wonder if she forgot to delete this one. But we can see back in 2022, Jacob Takanashi had said, "I'm working with a Japanese company to dub hundreds of their romance manga into visual novels for YouTube and Line. Looking for English-speaking female voice talent, American accent. Books are around 25 to 30 pages. You'll get a few lines per page. Pays around 4,000 Japanese yen per book. If interested, drop your demos below and I'll forward them to the hiring director. Ability to speak Japanese is a huge plus because we are working directly with the creators on this." To which Kaylee Mills said, "Hi Jacob. I speak quite a bit of Japanese and have done heaps of dubbing and other character work. Thanks for your consideration," and linking to her demos. So years ago, she was trying to use Jacob and his connections for more work. And then when all these VAs start publicly bashing Jacob, she's like, yeah, let me just join in and throw him under the bus. Now here's the thing. If we give Kaylee Mills like the most charitable analysis of her actions, we could say, okay, maybe she wanted to work with him years ago, but she disagrees with what he did in replacing John Patnoid as the VA for Kenichi. Now, in my opinion, and what seems to be the majority opinion, we don't have an issue with what Jacob did, but again, I'm trying to put this from Kaylee's point of view. But here's the important caveat, the important distinction. Even if she disagrees with what Jacob did, she didn't have to publicly join in on this harassment campaign against Jacob with all these other VAs. She could have just said nothing, but no, she decided to publicly join in with these other VAs in harassing Jacob, and then taking it even further and like posting his personal information too. So yeah, pretty crazy stuff. Let me know what you guys think about that. Okay, but as I mentioned in the intro, I also found something hilarious over on Blue Sky, so let's hop over there. So I was checking up on Cher Kirby because I was wondering, like, didn't she say she was quitting? She was like all mad and she was quitting her role, you know, all that stuff. And then I saw that she had reposted on her Blue Sky account this comment that defends her and basically says, like, if you criticize Shara for her insane freakazoid rant, that you are racist. Because of course some SAG bootlicker over on Blue Sky would say that, and of course Cher Kirby would think, oh yeah, that's a good take, and repost it. Oh, and
okay, so who is this person? I don't know who this is. Am I missing? Like, this is new. And we got Jacob Takanashi, and we got. Okay, who is this one? You guys are gonna have to like fill me in. But everybody's blaming Jacob Takanashi like he just took the role whenever Hoyo recast it. Like, that's not his fault that he got accepted for the role. Be mad at your employers. Don't be mad at the person who got hired. Like, what?
And for the record, yeah, here you go. Here you can see, reposted by Cher Kirby, right in the top. By the way, guys, do you remember 1 month ago now when I made a video titled English Voice Actors Are in Serious Trouble, talking about how the strike has already become a disaster, and that was before the Jacob Takanashi stuff even occurred? So, like, yeah, it's gotten obviously immensely worse since then. And there was that account Cher Kirby on YouTube getting mad at my video saying this video is full of misinformation. If you're not a member of SAG-AFTRA, maybe don't make videos like this. Thanks. I like going back to this every now and then because...
Why do they be saying that? Just because you're not in the industry doesn't mean you're not entitled to an opinion. And that goes for... That's for anything. Like, what are we doing, bro? Why are y'all trying to gatekeep? Like, only y'all can say something just because y'all work the job. Like, what? People can criticize anything that they want to. Like, can we stop that?
Because this is a comment that has aged so terribly, and it always makes me laugh. But anyways, this comment that Shara Kirby reposted to her own Twitter account, once again, makes the argument, and goes on and on and on, we'll read that stuff in a second, but makes the argument that if you criticize Shara Kirby, if you think she's unprofessional in her insane rant that we're going to read again really quick just for the context, that you're racist. So let's see what that rant says. She responds to Jacob Takanashi, being excited to now have the role of Kenichi, and she says, "This gotta be the most classless thing I've ever seen with everything going on. Have fun with Genshin. You'll never work on anything else. LMFAO." It is also interesting how they're recording in Japan for English dub now. Wow, cool. Go to bed and recast me too while you're at it.
Fire her. See, yes, I hope you get replayed. I hope you get recasted, bro. I hope to God you get recasted. You disrespecting your employer. What is going on, bro? You guys were fortunate enough to get these roles and work these jobs, and you say some stuff like this, and then you're saying just quit, bro. Just quit. Make the process easier.
F-Hoyoverse disrespectfully. Because let's be frank, who is going to beat me over a video game that underpays its performers and is actively farming their voices so that they don't...
Okay, that's 2 voice actors that I've heard they're saying they're being underpaid. If you don't like the job, or if the job is not paying you what you feel like you need to be getting paid, just leave. Make the whole process easier, and I guarantee you somebody will take the job and not say that what y'all are claiming is going on. I guarantee you that. I will bet money on that.
They don't have to hire real people. And bro, the lack of self-awareness, because she's mad at someone for getting hired, a real person getting hired to play a role. But she's trying to make the argument that they're farming voices so they don't have to hire real people, as she's upset at them for hiring a real person.
Exactly, bro. This is exactly, bro. It's a double standard.
Hello.
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever.
Doing detective work means you gotta walk the walk. No, I mean literally. I need to search high and low for evidence.
Insolent! Shower with illusion shattered!
Seems like an emergency.
Your verdict is decided. There is no escape! Illusion shattered!
Taking a turn for the
How dare you! This body is eternal! Purge all obstacles! Insolent!
Crazy, crazy. One more thing. I have never dealt with a fan base as callous and as annoying as the Genshin fan base, who would go so far as to berate the voice actors. who only want better protections and rates for being rightfully upset that someone publicly scabbed. Just insanity. I'm gonna delete. Oh, hold on. Where is it? Here we go. Ah, wait, I missed it again. I'm gonna delete some of that thread later because this is a semi-professional page. Yeah, right, semi-professional, But TLDR, don't talk to me about Genshin Impact ever again. K. And then there was this one before that, I guess. It said, The only other one I've dealt with like this is the Murder Drones fanbase, and only one of those doxed me. I'm not in the business of arguing and fighting with children, she says as she acts like one of the most immature people ever.
I was literally about to say that. You're literally on Blue Sky complaining that somebody got a job just because you don't like them. Like, this is crazy, bro. This is super crazy.
Ever. And yeah, she ended up deleting most of that thread, but we can see the initial tweet getting all mad at Jacob Takanashi is still there. And also this one, where she tells Hoyoverse to recast her. It says F Hoyoverse, and then this person actually says based. Yeah, no, this is not based. This is just pathetic. And that context finally takes us over once again to this thread that Shara Kirby reposted that reads, "The comments Shara Kirby's getting that are tone policing her are rooted in racism. And if you're mad that Genshin hasn't had voice acting, maybe you should tell Hoyo to sign the dang interim agreement."
Or maybe we need new voice actors. Quit supporting these people, bro. The fact that these people will still give support, even though they're in the wrong, will forever be it. These type of people will always be the problems. Like, the writing will be clear as day on the wall, and they'll continue to support these people. These type of people that just go along with anything, they're the problem. They are the people that's what's wrong with this world right now. These people lied. They tried to manipulate the fan base, and now she's saying screw or F Hoyo and the community, and you're still supporting her. Even though she literally just said F you to your face. Yeah, look, see, these people are wild.
Agreement. Taking a look at this person's Blue Sky account really quick because I wanted to see if this person is a voice actor, and unfortunately I don't see anything about being a voice actor.
Look, the only thing you need to know about these is the flag. The flag tells you everything. These people don't care about the facts. They just go based off of feelings and whatever side they want to virtue signal. What the virtue signal is. That's literally all you like. I'm just so ready for all this to be put behind us, and we can move on with Genshin, and Genshin to be, better again.
Actor. It would have been much more funny, but okay, let's read. "She's calling out a scab, and she's effing right. The new VA for Kenichi isn't going to find work after this because he's going to be blacklisted for being an effing scab." Wow, these people are
Isn't Karina a scab? So are you going to call her out for working while also protesting? I mean, what are we doing, man? Like, the double standard is crazy.
insufferable. You're supposed to hate that the game is silent right now and apply the pressure.
And we do, but it's the voice actor's fault because they're the ones making these or this strike is their fault on them. It's not Hoyo. Hoyo didn't just one day magically wave a magic wand and say, "Hey guys, we're gonna mute your voices." It would be a different story if that was the case, but it has come out and the information is there that these people, Karina and all these people, lied about the fact that they wanted to have AI voice protection when come to find out they want this non-union game to become union. Like, that's what I'm saying. These people would skip over the facts. They will disregard the writing on the wall and just virtual signal to the heat death of the universe, and then expect people to agree with them. But as soon as you disagree with them, you're a racist, you're a bigot, and etc. etc. And people are getting sick and tired of being called and being these names and being just disrespected just for having a different opinion. It's getting out of hand, bro. We all want Genshin to be a great game, but let's make it great for the right reasons, bro. Oh Lord.
Pressure to the developers because all I have to do at this point is promise to put up AI guardrails. Yeah, we all know there's a lot more to it than that. Oh my gosh, dude. And like the mask off moment, like literally trying to make the player experience worse, hoping that the players will just like blindly side with them because they want the voices back.
Literally what I'm saying right now. They will gaslight and manipulate just in virtue signal, and then call people derogatory names and expect those same people to support them.
Like, as if the players are supposed to worship these VAs or something. This is so pathetic. Oh my gosh. And once again, Shara Kirby reposted this. Shara Kirby really likes this whole thing. Thinks this is like some great takes here. Continuing. It's
an echo chamber, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's what I said in the last video. It's literally one big old echo chamber. But as soon as you go against and you start criticizing them, You're the enemy.
All of the posts I've seen about it are telling Cher to shut up and behave herself, and I guarantee you that you wouldn't be saying any of this to, say, Zach Aguilar if he posted this way. First of all, really tacky to bring Zach into your terrible argument, but yeah, Zach isn't saying stuff like this, but hypothetically, if he did make the exact same insane rant that Cher Kirby made, yeah, people would be criticizing him too. It has nothing to do with racism. What a desperate reach. Oh, and of course the other obvious point though, really quick. There's been plenty of male VAs and male SAG bootlickers who have been criticized as well, so yeah, just a complete flop of an argument. She's right to be angry, and she's right to express that anger, and she probably has more anger than we know about from years of racism and colorism from the fan base of a game that already sucks about racism and colorism. Do better, folks.
See what I mean? They always scream racism and colorism, and it's just people want to be the victim. And I think people of all genres and of all backgrounds are getting tired of this victim mentality. Like, bro, if you aren't doing the job, then you deserve to be replaced, fired, or etc., etc. Accept the consequences. We need to stop giving these people these people need to quit getting these platforms and then shouting down at the world that, you know, they're being oppressed or whatever the case may be. And then when they get called out, they just go off on these unhinged rants, and then call the people who are supposedly supposed to support them the enemy, the racist, everything under the fucking rainbow. Like,
By the way, saying she says that Americans own the English language and the solution is to switch to voice actors who speak English and other characters is a stupid mischaracterization and also doesn't help anyone because it doesn't change that the US situation sucks for workers involved. It doesn't even make sense. It's like a Karina moment, just like talking nonsense now, like completely unhinged. Also, don't those VAs deserve protections too? So maybe the fact that someone used a slur in my replies proves my point exactly. Yeah.
Bro, we have free speech, bro. If you get called a slur, oh well, oh fucking well, bro. Fuck your feelings. At this point, fuck your feelings, bro. And that's to anybody. Like, everybody has the right to say what they want to. So if you're gonna get on you're gonna get on a public server and complain about being called a slur, then that's a you problem. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to say. I'm not gonna. Same thing with me. Like, if somebody calls me something, that's their right. And if I choose to get offended by it, that's my right. But I don't get bothered by. I'm not bothered by certain things and like this. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, what, sent from your alt account or something? But yeah, no point is proven. This whole post doesn't even help any of you guys. It just makes you all look worse. Like, you just sound like a bunch of crazy people, a bunch of Looney Tune talk, lunatics everywhere. Okay, now here's the actual top response to the person trying to say that criticizing Cher Kirby is racist. It reads, calling out someone being antagonistic is not racist. I've happily called out other VAs who were directly harassing a new VA via Twitter, especially Karina. Hiding behind your race or disability is not an excuse to hate someone who didn't even know about the strike. Do better, all of you.
It's not an excuse to hate anyone just because you disagreed with them. That's the main thing. These people will flat out just start hating, like deep-rooted hatred for you just because you don't agree. And that's the problem. We all live our lives. We all pay bills. We all bleed the same. I don't know if I can say these. I don't know if YouTube will strike this video down, but it's just the truth. We all have the same struggles. We all come from different backgrounds, but we all are more alike than we are different. So the fact that these people will garner up just because you have a different worldview, and just because you have a different worldview, you are now public enemy number one to these people. So that's the crazy thing, and I don't see why people need to stop supporting people like this, as I said previously, and stop platforming these people.
Except it is becoming racist since the misinformation is all over the place. Yeah, so now misinformation equals racism, apparently. Like, that's how much these people are trying to stretch that term. When a worker went on strike, that said worker should be called back when the strike is over, not being replaced. Oh, so now it's a strike? I thought...
He wasn't working for 6 months. You're not gonna keep okay, for one. You're not entitled to a job, okay? And the jobs like these are a privilege to have. They aren't like rights. You got lucky there. You got selected out of 1,000 probably plus voice actors who apply for that very same role, and you got fortunate enough and lucky enough to be chosen. Like, these people think that things should just be handed to them on a silver platter, and then when they do get it, now they get to gatekeep on what should be said and what should not be said. But they should be able to say anything and everything under the rainbow, or under whatever it is they're standing on. But the people who are supporting them or supposed to be supporting the game or whatever can't criticize. Like, make up your mind, bro.
I thought it was a collective work refusal. These people can't even get their story straight. And they talk about misinformation. Isn't that funny? The new VA is also at fault here, since he made an announcement like passing up the torch. To be honest, if I'm a union worker and someone did something similar like making an announcement or something, I would be pissed off too. Do better? Follow your own advice, all you self-entitled fans. These people are so mad at the Genshin community because the community has exposed them for the toxic people that they are. Other person says, I'm not even a fan of the English voice cast for the game to begin with. I just think as an aspiring actor that it's unprofessional and not okay to take out one's anger on uninvolved parties versus the actual perpetrator of the problem itself, i.e. Hoyo. I don't think Hoyo's in the wrong at all, personally, but continuing. Except he did make that announcement. And you tried to put the unprofessional straw man when it's basically a dog whistle for you have no right to defend yourself. Please accept our abuse and you'll be called professional. Yeah, first of all, there's no abuse, which this person points out. It's crazy how the instigators, the people attacking and harassing Jacob, are trying to frame it like they're the victims, like they're getting abused. Freaking crazy. And Cher Kirby isn't defending herself either. Once again, she's like one of the instigators. Abuse? What freaking abuse? It is not abuse to say, leave this person alone. Especially after multiple people wish for him to never get another job. If you think that's abuse, then you've got another thing coming. God forbid someone finds harassing a person who needs to support a family is bad. I repeat, when a union worker is on strike, a said worker should be called back after the strike is over, not being replaced. That's how unions work. It's not even a union game. Oh my gosh. Bro, these people. What Hoyo did.
They hear what they want to hear. They believe what they want to believe. Even when the facts are, you could plaster the facts on a wall and show them, they will still refuse to deny reality. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink.
Hoyo did is abhorrent. Sure, the new view it's abhorrent. Hoyo literally gave this person 6 months to come back to their job. They were more than generous. Sure, the new VA shouldn't be harassed, but you want to harass union VAs, aren't you? Oh my gosh, dude. Seemingly former VA of Kenichi wasn't part of the union, but on strike out of solidarity. Oh yeah, that too, huh, apparently. To which some people like Paimon VA are in the same situation, haven't dropped the job because of the money they need, but why do they get a free...
They literally say the money that they need, but these people are saying that they aren't getting paid enough. Which one is it? Which one is it?
Pass, and the new guy now doesn't. They also attacked him, lol. And that Lloyd person never responds. It's really funny how these people always dodge that point about Karina. Or like we saw from Kaylee Mills earlier, they try and have some double standard that gives Karina a pass. Ultimately though, someone else will respond, and like this goes on a little bit more. But that is enough blue sky brain rot for me. So I'm going to leave it there, but let me know what you think about that in conversation. I think it's another example of how bad the...
Yo, shout out to Hero Head for this awesome video, bro. You are doing us a great service. Sacrificing your brain cells for this drama is beyond spectacular. So if you guys like this video, please consider liking and subscribing to join the Demon Clan. We're pushing to 460 subscribers. So you guys share your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Deuces.